Hello, everyone, and I'm sorry for like the minute and a half of silence, but I needed to go to the restroom, and I remembered that after hitting stream. So here we are. So we're getting back to OZMAFIA. We're going to start the Kyrie routes today. I have no intention of getting them all finished because now we're doing the whole relaying the darn weekday stuff, which significantly lengthens the amount of time that I'm talking. So off we go. He's going to kill me. 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 I can't escape the footsteps behind me. If he catches me, he's going to kill me. Oh, I died that. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I really don't want to die. I don't want him to kill me. I don't want to die. I want to live. My heart and body are running on pure instinct. I want to live.
とある国、とある村の農場に住んでいた少女、ドロシー。
There was once a girl named Dorothy. She lived on a farm.
竜巻に襲われて愛犬のトトと一緒に魔法の国オズへとやってきました。
One day a tornado hit, and she and her beloved dog Toto were whisked away to the magical land of Oz.
黄色のレンガ道を魔法の銀の靴を手に入れたドロシーは進みます。
Dorothy made her way down the yellow brick road with a pair of magic silver slippers.
その先にあるエメラルドシティに住むオズの魔法使いに会い故郷へ返してもらうために
At the end of the road, she found the Emerald City. There she met the Wizard of Oz to ask him to send her home.
黄色のレンガ道を仲間と共に進みます。
But she didn't make the journey alone. She had friends with her.
知恵がないかかし、心を持たないブリキの木こり、臆病なライオン、
A scarecrow without a brain, a tin woodsman without a heart, and a lion without any courage.
それぞれが望むものを手に入れるための長くて短い旅。
Together they journeyed to obtain the things they lacked.
旅の先、ずっと先にあった未来。旅の後、きっと思い描いた未来。
Before their journey, their future had seemed immutable, but afterwards they had proven they could shape their future with their own desires.
灰色で虹色、無色で極彩色。
From gray to the colors of the rainbow, from black to white, and white to a technicolored splendor.
消えていくかけらを心に留めて、私の道はあなたへと続く。
With these fading fragments close at heart, I continue on my journey to you. Information slowly filled the girl's foggy mind. Cold sand bit into her cheek and fingers. Her eyelashes quivered as she slowly opened her eyes. Where? Putting her hands to the ground, she sat up to look around. The color of the walls, the shape of the pebbles blanketing the ground, the smell of the sand hanging in the air. None of it was familiar to her. The only thing she knew for sure was that she'd woken up in a dark alley somewhere. Where am I? She stood up unsteadily. The higher vantage point failed to clarify her situation. She could feel someone's gaze on her back and slowly turned around. Who is he? His silver hair swayed gently in the breeze. The eyes peeking out from beneath his hair were clearly fixated on the girl. The intensity of his gaze made her instinctively take a step back. I shouldn't just ignore him. She gulped and forced herself to speak up. Who are you? No response. I guess he doesn't want to talk to strangers. I finally found you. Huh? Found me? Do you know me? You are my prey. Oh! Oh, is that it? So I'm your prey? Prey? No. Allow me to destroy you. Hostility emanated from him as he pointed his large blade at her. I have to get out of here. I'm leaving. Driven by instinct, her body began to move by itself. The moment he raised his blade over his head, the girl turned on her heels and bolted. I don't know where I should go, but I am leaving. I'm leaving here. I know I have to get away from him. Cues a Caesar route where we just keep going towards him. Where should I go? Excuse me, coming through. She moves through the crowd, her feet carrying her ever forward. There was nothing familiar to her about the busy street or the surprised pedestrians making way for her. Wait, my prey. Absolutely not. Decidedly not. What should I do? What should I do? Where am I going? All she could think about was running. The rest would have to come later. If he catches me, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. I can't escape these footsteps behind me. If he catches me, he's going to kill me. I don't want to die. I don't want him to kill me. I don't want to die. I want to live. My heart and body are running on pure instinct. I want to live. Suddenly her foot caught on something, sending her flying towards the ground. I tripped. The girl closed her eyes as she felt herself fall. Oof. Huh? But the impact and pain she'd been anticipating never came. Timidly, she opened her eyes. A red-haired man was holding her. You're not injured, are you, Senorita? Oh, no. Thank you. Of course she's fine. You caught her yourself. Kyrie, there are so many other ways we could have stopped her without you needing to trip her, you know? Fair point. That said, I had faith that you could handle it, Karamia. Here now. Thank you very much for saving me. Your names were? Karamia. My ill-natured friend here is Kyrie. Mr. Karamia and Mr. Kyrie. It sounds as though this is the first you've heard of us.
この町のとりわけこの地区で我々を知らない者はいませんから。
I'm the one who should be confused here. No one in this city, especially not in this particular district, doesn't know who we are.
言われてみればそうだな。お嬢さんはどこの。
Good point. Where are you from, Steve?
追いついた。
I've caught you.
獲物を俺から逃げられると思ったか。さあ来るんだ。その命食らってやる。
Sexy word gobbles. Pray, did you think you could run away from me? I'm going to gobble you up.
ああすみません。あなたのことをすっかり忘れていました。離れの森の異端者さん。
Heretic. Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about you. Our favorite heretic from the outlying forest. Heretic?
おいおい、知らない相手に追いかけられてたってのか。
No, wait a minute. You don't even know who was chasing you.
あいつは町の外の森に住んでるウォルなんとかっていう集団の。
He's part of the wolf something or other group who inhabit the forest outside the city. He's their, whatever the fuck. Trailing off and scratching his cheek with a finger, he turned towards Kyrie.
ウォルフガングの棟梁シーザーです。
His name is Caesar, head of the wolf gang.
ああそうそう、そういう名前だ。
Yeah, that's right. That was his name. It's not Carmia's accent. I fucked it up. It's fine. We're gonna move past it like it didn't happen. Mr. Caesar. Even when she spoke his name out loud, it didn't ring any bells.
壊す。
I'll destroy you.
穏やかじゃねえな。ま、いつものことだがよ。
Quite the
Kyrie,
troublemaker, isn't
お
he?
嬢さんを任せたぜ。
Quite the troublemaker, isn't he? Well, I guess he's always like this. Kitty, I'll let you take care of the signorina. Mr. Carmia? That instant, Kyrie firmly grasped her outstretched hand.
そばを離れないでください。暴力沙汰に巻き込まれたいんですか。
Please stay close to me. Or are you spoiling for a fight?
私はごめんですね。面倒事は嫌いなんです。
Sorry, but quite frankly, I'm not interested in such troublesome affairs. But
心配しなくてもいつも通り丸く収まりますよ。
oh, don't you worry your pretty head. We normally settle things peacefully. Normally. Lowering his stance, Caesar charged forward at Karamia. He took aim at Karamia and swiftly swung his sword at him. Karamia took a half step back to dodge, and then promptly closed the distance between them. Before Caesar could react, Karamia had drawn his pistol from its holster and pressed its muzzle to Caesar's forehead.
ここはオズの縄張りだ。銃刀の使用、暴力沙汰は一切禁止している。蜂の巣になりたくなければ今すぐ去れ。
This is Old's territory. Weapons and violence of all sorts are strictly prohibited. If you don't want to be turned into Swiss cheese, you'd best leave immediately. Immediately. I had trouble with this word. I start again. This is Old's territory. Weapons and violence of all sorts are strictly prohibited. If you don't want to be turned into Swiss cheese, you'd best leave immediately. Hell yeah! Nailed it that time.
蜂の巣という表現は好きではありませんが、的確な比喩だと思いますよ。
I'm not terribly fond of Swiss cheese, but the image seems rather apt. Don't you agree? Kyrie let go of the girl's hand and snapped his fingers. At his signal, men in black suits appeared to surround Caesar. Like Karamia, every single one of them trained their own handgun onto him. Chip. Anime boy Chip. Caesar grabbed Karamia's gun and shoved it away. The men in black suits tensed up, ready to fire at a single word from Karamia.
いい、警戒を解け。
No, at ease. Kyrie raised his right hand and the men lowered their weapons.
さあ行け。
I'll go.
獲物、覚えておくがいい。その首をかき切るのは、この俺だ。
He never ever in his route explained why he was going to kill us. Like, that was just not a thing that ever happened. Either I must have skipped it or something, but it just didn't happen. You best remember that that neck of yours is mine to slit, my prey. I'm still in the dark about these things. I know nothing.
獲物ね。あなた、シーザーとはどのような関係なんです？
Prey, huh? Just what kind of relationship do you have with Caesar Lettermiss? I don't know. Probably a kinky one if I was to guess. He was just standing there when I woke up, and before I know it, he was shoving that sword in my face, and it was scary, and then I was running. I didn't even know his name until now. Speaking of names, what is yours, signorina? Huh?
名前だよ。まだ聞いてなかっただろ?
Your name. You haven't told us what it is yet. It's... Huh?
おや、どうしました?
Oh, something the matter? She couldn't remember her name. And it wasn't just her name that she couldn't remember. Her entire mind seemed to be engulfed in a thick fog. She couldn't pull up a single memory, not one. I'm in an unfamiliar town, with unfamiliar people, and I don't know who I am. A wave of anxiety rolled through her body, paralyzing her with helplessness. I don't know. Who am I? I love this song. Oh shoot, I'll skip through it. That way it doesn't. Well, yeah, I probably need to skip it. There we go. Just know that I love that song. When she next awoke, a ceiling fan greeted her eyes. Soft noises whispered from it as it slowly turned round and around. She sat up a bit and realized that someone had laid her on a couch and covered her with a blanket. I don't know where I am again. Her confusion filled her with despair.
起きたのか?
You're up. Huh?
動くな。呼んでくるから。
Stay put. I'll get them. Get them? Get who? He left. He doesn't listen. I don't know who that was. I don't know anything.
よ、お嬢さん、気分はどうだ?
Hello, signorina. How are you feeling? Mr. Carmia, Mr. Kyrie.
私たちの名前は覚えているのですね。ご自身の名前はご存じないというのに。
I see you've learned our names, even though you don't seem to know your own.
覚えてないってことか? そうなのか、お嬢さん?
You don't remember. Is that true, signorina? Yes.
ほら、私の言った通りじゃないですか。
See, isn't that what I just said?
お前は時々嘘をつくから、いまいち信用できないんだよ。
You lie on occasion. I can't just take your word for it.
そんなことない。
That is not true.
おやおや、珍しいですね。私を擁護してくれるのですか、アクセル。
My, how unusual. Defending me, Axel.
時々じゃない。キリエは頻繁に嘘をつく。
It's not on occasion. You lie all the time, Kyrie.
その通りだな。
That is true. Kyrie sat down on the table next to the couch.
キリエの言う通りだとしたら、名前がわからない上に、この町の住人じゃないんだよな。
If what Kyrie says is true, not only do you not know your name, but you're not a villager either.
ええ、証を探しましたが見つけられませんでした。
This guy looked all over her body. Holy crap. Indeed. I looked for a mark, but I couldn't find one. That's creepy. Now that I know more about the world. Villager? Mark? The fuck?
町の仕組みも分かっていないのか。
Do you not know how this town works? I'm sorry, man. I'm drawing a blank.
問題ないさ。わからないのなら、これから知ればいい。それだけのことだ。あんまりツンケンするなよ、アクセル。
No worries. You can always learn the things you don't know. Don't be so prickly, Axel.
すべきことは山ほどありますが、まずはこの町と私たちのことを説明するとしましょう。
We have so many things to do and so little time, but I guess we ought to start by introducing ourselves in this town.
この町はいくつかのファミリーで管理しています。私たちはオズファミリー。ちなみにボスはカラミアです。
Several families control this town. We have Familia Oz. Our Don is Kyrie. The Don. Is that the most important person in the Familia?
まあ、そうなるな。
Close enough. Pardon my rudeness. Pardon my rudeness.
いきなりどうした？
Where's this coming from? I didn't realize you were such an important person. I've been so rude to you.
あは、そういうことか。いやいや、フランクに接してくれていい。かしこまられるのは苦手なんだ。
Oh, that. Don't worry about it. I prefer it when people are frank with me. I'm no good with formalities.
コンシリエーレ、2番目に偉いやつがキリエだ。何か困ったことがあったら、こいつが何とかしてくれる。
Our consigliere, our number 2 is Kyrie. If you need help with anything, he'll lend you a hand. Hopefully. Maybe.
面倒ごとも他人のために働くことも大嫌いなんですけどね。仕事ですから仕方なく何とかしてあげています。
I hate having to do annoying things to work for strangers, though. But it is my job, so I'll do something to help, I guess. Kyrie seems like a kind person, but he doesn't hesitate to speak his mind either. You are wrong. He is not a kind person. He is mean-spirited. He is mean-spirited, but he's still mean-spirited nonetheless. If Karamiya is number 1 and Kyrie is number 2, does that mean Mr. Axel is number 3?
あんたには関係ない。
That is none of your business. Wow! I forgot this guy came off as an asshole. Oh, I'm sorry I said anything. Pardon me.
アクセル、そういう態度はやめろって言ってるだろ。
Axel, didn't I tell you to cut that out?
ですが、彼女は僕たちのファミリーではありません。
Yes, but this girl isn't part of our familia.
ボスの言うことには従わねばならない。従順であれがポリシーのあなた自らが規則を破ろうとするとは。
It's kind of funny when Mr. You must always obey the Don violates his own policy.
僕はカポレジーム。他に言うことはない。
I am the Capugine. That's all I'm saying. Thank you very much for saying that much. Mr. Axel is kind of scary.
その他ソルジャーを数十名抱えています。大半は屋敷外にいますけどね。
Aside from us, we have dozens of soldati. Most of them are outside the estate, though.
そんな者たちにあなたは拾われてしまったんですよ。
They were the ones who carried you here. Oh, did they? Well, thank you for that.
はあ、なぜ感謝するんだ。実質さらわれたようなものだろ。
What? Why are you thanking us? You were basically just kidnapped. That's basically what we just did. If you hadn't saved me, Mr. Caesar might have killed me. Thank you doesn't even begin to cover it.
嬢さんは面白いな。個人的に手放したくない。
What an interesting person you are, Signorina. I don't think I could bear to part with you. Aw, shoot. I'm so ready for Karamia's route, but I promised it'd be last because I want it so much.
カラミアの個人的な感情を抜いても手放す気はありませんよ。他のファミリーには譲りたくないですし。
Karamia's personal feelings aside, we have no intention of cutting you loose. I'd rather not turn you over to another familia. Cut me loose? Another familia?
それは
Well... There was a knock at the door, and then a man in a black suit entered the room, bowing his head to the three men. Preparations for the meeting are complete, he whispered to Karamia.
Thank you. 下がってくれ。
Grazie. That'll be all. The man in the black suit bowed his head again and left the room. Kyrie gazed at her as he picked up his hat from the table.
二度手間を省くために他のファミリーについては会合で説明することにします。さあ、行きましょう。
We can kill two birds with one stone if we introduce the other familia to you at the meeting. Now let's get going. Let's see if our lovely voice actor can keep up with how many voices she came up with. We're going out?
あ、その前に一つだけ先にやるべきことがあるけどな。
Yeah, but there's one thing we need to do first.
やるべきこと
Something we need to do?
お嬢さんの名前を決めないと、これと呼ぶわけにはいかないだろ。
We need to give the signorina a name. We can't just call her that, can we?
記憶が戻るまでの仮名でいい。お嬢さん、適当に決めてくれないか。
We just need something to call her until her memory comes back. Could you just pick something, signorina? Huh? Me?
俺たちに好き勝手呼ばれても困るだろ。本人が納得できる名前じゃないとな。
You don't want us just picking any old name, right? You need a name you like. I'll decide myself. Alright then. I've got it. I know what I want to be called. I want to be called... Benny. Please call me Bunny.
どのような意図でその名を
What made you choose that name? It's just the first thing that came to mind. Is it strange?
いいえ、素敵な名だと思っただけです。
Oh no, it's quite a lovely name. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Kyrie.
どういたしまして。
You're quite welcome.
急に呼び出して悪いな。集まってくれて感謝する。
Sorry for calling this meeting so suddenly. Thank you for taking the time to come. Kyrie and the others had led her into the room through a heavy door. All eyes were on her in an instant, making her gulp.
どうかリラックスしてください。この場は安全ですから。
Please relax. This is a safe area. Kyrie snaked his hand around Bunny's waist and whispered into her ear. Oh, that's right. This guy gave us rapey vibes. I totally forgot about that. Bunny took her seat in the chair between Karami and Kyrie as she was instructed. Axel stood behind the three of them, keeping an eye on the other familia as they took their seats.
まだ全員揃ってないようだな。
Some people aren't here yet. Karami set his elbows on the table and looked at Bunny.
待ち時間の間、あいつらを紹介してやるよ。覚えられるだけ覚えとけ。
I'll introduce them to you while we're waiting. Just remember what you can. Okay.
あそこにいるガキの集団はグリムファミリー。赤ずきんをかぶってるのがスカーレット。陽気なのがヘンゼル。陰気なのがグレーテルだ。
The group of kids over there is Familia Grimm. The one in the red hood is Scarlet. The jolly one is Hansel. The gloomy one, Gretel. Scarlet, Hansel, and Gretel.
3人ともカポレジームでグリムにボスはいない。まとめ役はスカーレットだな。
All three of them are Capricorns. Familia Grimm doesn't have a Dawn, although Scarlet is the one in charge. Oh shoot, that's right. I thought Scarlet was the Dawn. because I didn't put any weight in this particular thing here. But because of Hamlin, they don't have a Dawn. That's right. Holy crap.
あっちのこまごました集団はアンデルセンファミリー。よく喋るのがボスのアンデ。喋らないのがカポレジームのエリング。小さいじいさんがコンシリエーレのメリサスだ。
The eclectic group over there is Familia Anderson. The talkative one is their Don, Ande. The quiet one is their Capragin, Elling. And the little old man is Melissus, their conciliere. Andy, Elling, and Melissus.
で、あっちの猫姉ちゃんは長靴ファミリーのボスのパシェ。まだ来てないのがハイジファミリーのヘイディだな。
And that cat-eared young lady over there is Pasha, the Don of Familia Boots. She's not here yet, but we're also expecting Heidi from Familia Andelheid, however you pronounce that. Pasha and Heidi. So Familia Grimm is Scarlet Hansel and
グレーテルだ。ま、一気に覚える必要はないさ。ファミリー同士関わり合いにならないのがベストだしな。
Gretel. Well, don't worry about getting them all down right away. It's probably for the best if you don't get involved with the other Familia anyway. Oh, dude, already trying to throw us off the scent. Like, don't you go messing with other families. My, am I late already? Heidi's large frame lumbered into the room. You're late, extremely late, Heidi. You're supposed to take your seat on time. Oh, hush, I like you. I'm a very busy woman. Oh, sir. I'm gonna start again. Oh, hush. Unlike you, I'm a very busy woman. You should be grateful that I've graced you with my presence. Heidi snorted and sat down in her presumably custom-made, extra-large chair. That's sass. Axel whispered something into Kiri's ear. At that, Kyrie stood up and bowed deeply. I know we called this meeting rather abruptly. Just drop the formalities and get to the point.
それもそうですね。本日の午後、我が領地にて記憶喪失の少女を保護いたしました。
Very well then. This afternoon we took an amnesiac young girl into our custody.
こちらがその少女です。
Here she is. Bunny. I'm Bunny. Pleased to meet you all. She stood up in a hurry when she heard her name. She thought she had to say something, but underneath the pressure of the gazes directed at her, she couldn't get her tongue to cooperate. Instead, she merely bowed her head and quickly sat back down.
体を調べた結果、どのファミリーの刻印も見当たりませんでしたので、オズで預かることにしました。何卒よろしくお願いいたします。
We examined her body, but did not find any familiar crest. So we've decided that the familiar Oz will retain custody of her. We hope for your cooperation in this manner.
ずるいぞオズ。アンデたちのテリトリーは人が少ない。だからそいつをアンデによこせ。
That's cheating, Oz. We don't have a lot of people in our territory. You should hand her over to me.
領地が狭いのはあんたたちが無力で無能なだけじゃない。バーカ。
Your territory is tiny because of your own lack of power and ability, you idiot.
バカだぞ。バカって言った方がバカなんだ。バカ。
Idiot! It takes one to know one, stupid.
アンデ、落ち着いて。
Ande, calm down.
うるさいチビ。口に手榴弾を放り込んだら黙ってくれるの。試していい？
Shut up, Pipsqueak. Think you can keep quiet if I stuffed a hand grenade in your mouth? I wouldn't mind running a little experiment to find out.
おお、ドカンとやっちゃえ、グレーテル。
Yeah, blow him up, Gretel. I got your back, babe.
やめるんだ、グレーテル。ヘンゼルも煽るんじゃない。
Cut it out, Gretel, and stop encouraging her, Hansel.
ごめん。
Sorry, my bad. Whatever.
主も冷静になるべきですぞ。
Master, you ought to cool your head as well.
グレーテルがアンデのファミリーをけなしたんだぞ。アンデは悔しい。メリサスは悔しくないのか。
But Gretel insulted our Familia and makes me sad. Doesn't it make you sad, Ulysses?
もちろん悔しいですと。しかしながら実際我らは未熟ですからな。
Oh, but of course it does. But she is also correct that we do lack experience.
この場で暴れてはペナルティを受けることになります。
We will be
テリトリーが
penalized
さ
if we
らに
cause a
狭
fight
くなり
here.
ますが、よろしいので。
Do you want our territory to become even smaller?
それは困る。
No, I don't want that.
ならば口をつぐみましょうぞ。
Then let us
Kyrie
hold our tongues.
話の続きをどうぞ。
Please continue, Lord Kyrie.
ありがとうございます。しかしながら、要件はもう終わりました。
Thank you. However, our business is already concluded.
その小娘を紹介するためだけにわざわざこの私を呼んだの？
Never do I for a moment ever regret not turning off the Japanese voice acting. They're so animated. What? You called me out here just to introduce this little girl.
はい。事前に事情を説明しておけば、後々厄介なことになりませんから。
Indeed. I wanted to explain things now to prevent any issues in the future.
知らんて！失礼するわ。
This is unconscionable. I don't know that word. How rude. Heidi shot Kyrie a glare as she stood up and stormed out of the room. The other Familias followed suit and filtered out of the room as well. Only Familia Oz remained in the room. Miss Heidi sure was upset.
怒ってないさ。あいつはいつもああなんだ。
Well, she wasn't really. She's always like that.
さて、今の会合でお嬢さんにはオズの庇護があることが
So
明
I
ら
can
かに
like
なった。
relax a
こ
little
れで
bit further away from this.
平穏な暮らしができる。ルールさえちゃんと守ればな。
Well, now we made it clear that you're under the protection of Familia Oceana. You should be able to live your life in peace, assuming you follow the rules, that is. Protection?
この町では例外を除き、いずれかのファミリーに属さなければならない。
Everyone in this town is required to belong to a familia. No exceptions.
お嬢さんには所属するファミリーを選ぶ権利がある。自分の意思で決めるまで俺たちが世話してやるっつうことだ。
You have the privilege of deciding which familia to belong to, Siena. But until you make your decision, we'll be taking care of you. My decision.
ファミリーは家族だ。簡単に乗り換えられるものじゃないから慎重に選ばないとな。
A familia is a family, after all. It's not something you can change easily. So make your choice wisely. Family. The word warmed her heart like a light in the darkness. They were going to give her, a stranger, shelter until she found a place to live. The kindness they were showing her made her feel grateful and a bit guilty. Why are you all being so nice to me, Mr. Carmia? If it weren't for my memory, you wouldn't have any reason to take me in.
ご心配なく。利用価値があるかどうかを決めるのはあなたではなく私たちですから。あなたが自身の未来を見出すまではおとなしく利用されててください。
You have no need to worry. You don't decide whether you're valuable to us. We do. So please, just let us be of use to you until you figure out where you're going.
キリエって言うことがいちいちねちっこいっつうかなんつうか。なあ、アクセル。
Now, Kitty, why do you have to be so fussy? No. Axel, what word am I looking for?
そんなこと、僕に振られても。
Don't put that on me. It's annoying.
ここでの用事は済んだんだ。そろそろ行こうぜ。
Well, anyway, we're done here, so let's get going. Are we going back to the mansion?
はい。そしていいえです。
Yes. I know.
ロビンフット先生、連れてきましたよ。
Dr. Robin Hood, we brought her with us.
ああ、いらっしゃい。
Oh, that's
な
right.
るほど。
This accent is
君が噂の少女だね。
Oh, do come in. I see. So you're the girl everyone's been talking about. I don't like this accent at all. You're...
僕はロビンフット。シャーウッド診療所を営むこの町で唯一の医者だよ。
My name is Robin Hood. I run Sherwood Clinic, and I am the one and only doctor in this town.
先生に治せない病気はないんだ。名医ですって顔してるだろ。
There's no illness the good doctor can't cure. You can tell he must be a famous physician just by looking at him, can't you? Doctor. She repeated part of what Kyrie had just said as she gazed at Robin Hood. He's wearing all black and he even has a beak. He almost looks like a crow.
どうしたんだい？何か質問でも？
What was it? There's something wrong. Oh no, I was just thinking you look kind of like a crow.
僕がカラス？
Nay, a crow. I'm sorry, that was extremely rude of me.
頭を下げないでくれ。つい最近他の子にも言われたからそう見えるのかなと思っただけだよ。
Please raise your head. Some others made similar comments recently, so I guess they must have been right.
そんな姿をしてるんだ。カラス呼ばわりされても仕方ないよな。
It's because of that outfit of yours. Of course they're going to say you look like a crow.
まあ、そうだね。
Well, I can't disagree with that.
立ち話はこの程度にして診察を始めようか。さあ、こっちへおいで。
At any rate, if we have time to stand around and chat like this, shall I begin the exam? Miss Bunny, please come over here. There were two small chairs sitting next to a table. Robin Hood took a seat, and Bunny sat down across from him.
口を開けて。
Open your mouth.
じっとして。
Sit still. She was a bit confused, but she followed his instructions. With that, he began examining her with practiced hands. He closed her mouth and touched the sides of her jaw, then put his hands on her cheeks and gently pulled her eyelids down with his thumbs to inspect their color.
見たところ健康そうだ。気だるかったりどこか痛むところはないかな。
Well, you certainly look healthy. Are you feeling ill or hurt or anything? Anywhere? Anywhere? No, I'm fine.
そうか。なら問題ないね。
I see. Then there don't seem to be any issues. Robin Hood turned toward the table and pulled out a new file. Its cover had Bunny written on it in bright red ink. He opened it up and noted the results of his examination.
この町に住む人々の健康はほぼすべて僕が管理している。
I'm in charge of
何かあったら遠慮なく尋ねてほしい。
making sure most of the people of this town are in good health. If you ever have any issues, please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you. I will. Go.
おい、戻ったぞ。
Hi, we're back. I've fucked up all of the accents now. I've significantly confused myself. Hey, we're back. Several soldati came out to greet Karami and the others. One of them came up to Kyrie and whispered into his ear.
そうですか。ありがとうございます。
Really? Thank you. Kyrie nodded without sparing so much as a glance towards the soldato before turning back toward Axel.
アクセル、私とカラミアは用事がありますので、彼女を案内してあげてください。
Axel, Karami and I have some business to attend to. Please take Ms. Bunny inside.
どうして僕が？
Why do I...
そう言うと重い理由を先に述べたのです。命令は絶対ですよね、アクセル。
I had a feeling you would say that, so I gave you a reason before I asked. Orders are orders, aren't they, Axel? Axel glanced at Bunny and then Kyrie before nodding with a sigh.
了解。ついてこい、客人。
Understood. Right this way, guest. Okay. Following along. Obedient. She followed Axel into a garden next to the mansion. The evening dew on the lawn felt nice and cool against her legs.
土曜の夜に仕事があるわけがない。用事なんて口先だけだ。きっと飲みに行ったんだ。そうに違いない。
There's no way they actually have work on a Saturday evening. It was just an excuse. I'm sure they just ran off to go drinking or something. Bunny gazed up at the night sky as she walked behind Axel, listening to him grumble to himself. It's just one strange thing after another. She was in an unfamiliar land and under the protection of unfamiliar people she'd only just met. And it wasn't as if her surroundings were the only thing she was confused about. She still couldn't remember a single thing about herself. And wouldn't, for many routes until we get the true route, apparently. Because we haven't so far. So far, it's just been us settling. There haven't been any actual clues as to where the fuck we come from. But I wonder why I feel like everything's gonna work out. Was it because Karamiya seemed trustworthy? Or was this just her naivety? I'm thinking it's the naivety. Seeing how many endings end with us being kind of slightly fucked into a bad situation. Sometimes literally. She didn't feel a single bit anxious thinking about what was to come. In fact, her heart actually swelled with anticipation. This is so much better than being pessimistic, right? No.
着いたぞ。入れ。
We're here. Come in.
今日からここがお前の部屋だ。
This will be your room. My room?
庭で野宿させるわけにはいかない。
We can't exactly let you sleep
そう
outside.
いうことだ。
So, yes. What is he talking about?
詳しくは明日の朝にキリエにでも聞けばいい。
You can just ask Kyrie for a more detailed explanation tomorrow morning or something. Oh, Mr. Axel! He left. Again. I wanted to thank him. Once he left, she lowered her hand and headed toward the center of the room. She turned in a circle, looking over the space. What a lovely room. It's really like something out of a dream. Just as she was about to examine the room's furnishings more closely, a yawn passed through her lips. Maybe I should go to bed now so I can enjoy myself tomorrow. She sat down on the bed and stretched her arms toward the ceiling. I'm not going to wake up in the morning and realize this was all just a dream, right? Well, even if it does turn out to be a dream, that's fine too. Even if everything turned out to be a mere fantasy, it would still make for a wonderful memory. Good night, Mr. Karamiya, Mr. Kyrie, Mr. Axel, Caesar, Robin Hood, Sol, Hamelin, Pache. Are you up, Bunny? The voice, it's Karamiya's, distinctly. And definitely not similar to like 3 other voices. Good morning, Mr. Karamiya. Morning. Did you sleep well? Yes, like a baby. Are you sure it's okay to lend me such a lovely room? Of course. After all, we had it set up just for you, Senorita. For me. That used to be a storage shed. We couldn't exactly make you spend the night in a mansion full of men now, could we? Oh, well, thank you very much for everything. I'm just glad you're happy with it. I imagine you're hungry. We can have breakfast in the mansion while I show you around. That sounds wonderful. He did all this crap for us.
共有スペースだから自由に使ってくれていい。
When you enter from the front door, immediately to the right is the kitchen, and to the left is the living room. Please feel free to make use of the common areas.
廊下から見えるのは俺や部下の資質。プライベートスペースだから相手の了承を得てから入ること。いいな。
The rooms you see from the hall belong to me and my subordinates. They're private areas, so get permission before entering. Understood? Yes, I do.
一番奥は俺の執務室。屋敷にいるときは大抵そこにいるから気軽に訪ねてくれ。
The room way in the back is my office. I spend most of my time in there when I'm in the mansion. So don't hesitate to drop by.
ああ、それと
Oh, also, Karamiya pulled a key from his pocket with a red ribbon tied to it and handed it to her.
これ地下にあるバスルームの鍵な。来賓用に作ったもののめったに使わないからお嬢さんが使ってくれ。
This is the key to the bathroom in the hall. We had it set up for company, but it hardly gets any use, so take it for yourself, Signorina. Are you sure?
いいっつうか使ってもらわないと困るんだよ。
Of course, I'm sure. Someone should use it.
さっきも言った通り男ばかりが住んでる屋敷だ。鉢合わせなんかしたら大変だろ。
But, like I said before, only men live in this mansion. You wouldn't want to bump into someone in the bathroom, right? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're really right. Gosh, he did all this shit for us. He thought all the way through this. Like, I'm just saying, he's gonna make some little girl very happy to have a nice father like this. Like, you can't sleep in a house full of men. That's silly. You need your own space. You can't have the same bathroom as a bunch of dudes. That's asking for bad situations. More thought put into that than brothers' conflict, I can assure you, despite my love of brothers' conflict so much. I love a good shower scene.
ここがキッチンだ。食事も料理もこの場所で済ませる。別の部屋で食事をとってもいいが、食器はちゃんと戻すこと。
This is the kitchen. All the food and cooking is handled here. You're welcome to take your meals in other rooms, but make sure you return your dishes.
ボス
Boss?
おう、アクセル。朝食はもう済ませたのか？
Oh, Axel, done with breakfast already? Axel nodded slightly in response.
なんだ、一緒に食おうと思ったのに。
What? I thought we were going to eat together. Mr. Axel, thank you for last night. Axel put his hand on his chin and cocked his head slightly. A few moments later, he furrowed his brow and shook his head.
感謝されるようなことをした覚えはない。
I don't recall doing anything deserving of thanks. Well, you showed me to my room.
ただ命令に従っただけだ。
I was just following orders. Axel looked away and slipped past Karamiya.
なんだあいつ、柄にもなく照れてやがんの。
What's with him? It's out of character for him to be acting so shy. Huh? He's being shy?
どう見たってそうだろ？
You couldn't tell? I thought it was obvious. He just seems angry to me.
アクセル初心者にはそう見えても仕方ないか。
Well, I guess it would look that way to someone who doesn't know him well.
ま、そのうちわかるようになるさ。ほら、飯にしようぜ。
Well, you'll get to know him soon enough. Come on, let's get some food. Ugh.
おはようございます。二人とも。
Good morning, Karamiya, Ms. Bunny. Oh, Mr. Kyrie, good morning.
なんだ、今頃起きたのか？
What? You just woke up?
ええ。今日は日曜日です。バカライオンみたいに早く起きる必要はありませんから。
Yes, today is Sunday. I have no reason to get up early, unlike a certain stupid lion.
バカで悪かったな、バカで。
Well, excuse me for being stupid. Kyrie sliced the loaf of rye bread Karamiya had abandoned. He took a plate glass from the cabinet, setting the bread on the plate and placing it on the dining table. Taking a seat in the chair next to Karamiya, he put the empty glass on the table in front of him before pointing at the pitcher of water in the middle of the table.
カラミヤ、取ってください。
Karamiya, pass the water, please.
お前、その腕は何のためにあるんだよ。
What do you even have those arms for? Despite his complaints, Kyrie took the picture and filled Kiri's glass for him.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
世話の焼けるコンシリエーレだぜ、たく。
You certainly are lots of trouble for a consigliere.
女性の前で私の株を下げるようなことを言わないでください。
Please don't say things to tarnish my reputation in front of women. It's rude. Don't you agree, Miss Bunny? Ah.
お嬢さん、こいつの相手はしなくていいぞ。かなりめんどくさいから。
Bunny, you don't have to indulge him. He's always causing trouble. Kyrie stood up and started stacking the empty plates. Bunny stood up too to help, but he gestured at her to sit back down.
カラミアのようなつまらない男に比べたらマシだと思いますけどね。
Well, it seems preferable in comparison to a bore like Kyrie.
ところで、今日のご予定はもう決められましたか？
By the way, Miss Bunny, have you decided on your plans for the day? My plans for the day?
ええ。せっかくの日曜を屋敷で過ごす気なんですか？
Yes. Do you intend to spend your precious Sunday cooped up in the mansion? Precious? Is today a special day or something?
ああ、それも説明が必要だったか。
Oh, I guess we need to explain that too.
この町はいくつかのファミリーで支配されてるってのはもう知ってるよな。
You know that this town is controlled by several familia, right?
月曜から土曜までの6日間は領地がどうの構想がどうのって騒がしいが、日曜だけは争いを起こさない決まりになっている。
The
What
family
about
quarrel over
Nichio-kyote?
territory from Monday through Saturday, but Sunday has been declared the day of peace. We call it the Sunday Compromise.
とどのつまり、お嬢さんが一人でフラッと出かけても危なくない日だってことだ。
Consequently, even if you were to wander off on your own today, you wouldn't be in danger.
慣れない地でしょうし、歩き回るよりは室内にいる方が賢明かもしれませんが、そういう選択肢もあるということで。ね、
You don't know the area, so it might be wiser to stay inside. But it's up to you, alright? You're saying I'm free to walk about town?
はい、そういうことです。
Yes, exactly. I'm free, huh? I wonder what I should do today. Hey, it's our first weekend choice. We're gonna save, but like on space. What are we? Space 5. Space 5. And now that we're here, we're gonna take a quick break. I will come back in a second. I need to go use the restroom and such and the like. I encourage you to do the same. Be back in a second. Alright, I returned. So what we're going to do now is we're going to select Mr. Kyrie for the first time in our round. I'm having throat issues. I'm not really familiar with the town, so I guess I'll spend the day in the mansion, is what she thought to herself. But she still had no concrete idea of what to do with her time. Having free time is more complicated than it seems. Kyrie said that the rooms on the second floor were private quarters, and we're gonna go wander up into there. I guess I'll go into the living room. Cool. She had been expecting someone else to be there, but the room was empty. Oh no, I can't figure out what to do with myself. She sat down on the sofa and sighed. She noticed a small trinket on the table. It was made out of a transparent metal and had fine details carved into it. What on earth is that? She reached out and touched it. It was hard and cold against her fingers. I don't mind you touching it, but take care not to drop it, please. Mr. Kyrie. He sat next to her, setting the papers in his hands down onto the table. It's a custom chess piece. It's quite valuable. He gently took it from Bunny's hand and set it on top of the stack of papers. The cost was roughly equivalent to the price of feeding you for 25 months and 10 days. What are you even doing in here in the first place? If it's treasure hunt you're after, you'd have much better luck in Axel's room. Mr. Axel's room? Yes, it wouldn't bother me at all if his belongings were broken or damaged. Most of the things in this room belong to me. I'd prefer if you did not handle them carelessly. Oh, I'll be very careful. Prick. She nodded, her eyes returning to the table. Mr. Kyrie, are you working now? Well, that's part of it. Let's just leave it at that. Now, pardon me for asking again, but... He crossed his legs and gave her a look of puzzlement. What are you doing in here? Nothing? Nothing. Yes. Nothing. I was told I could spend my time however I pleased, but I don't really know what to do with myself. If I had to say I was doing something, I guess I just spaced out. Haha. Spaced out, huh? How enviable. Is it? Indeed. I, too, would like to spend my time doing and thinking about nothing. Like a fool. I am not allowed such luxuries, though. His eyes fell back to his papers. The sunlight from the windows refracted through his chest piece, throwing rainbows across the white sheets. Isn't today a day off? Indeed it is. Sunday is just such a day. You must be very busy to have work to do today, Mr. Kyrie. I am an exception. Most of the others spend this day as they please. Oh, what does everyone else do on Sundays? It's not a hard and fast rule, but most people spend their time on hobbies or going out about their own business. Miss Bunny, what are your... Oh, without any memories, you wouldn't know, would you? Yeah, that's about right. That's the size of it. What are your hobbies, Mr. Kyrie? What's it to you? I just thought I could use them for reference. Reference, huh? I doubt they'll be of any help. He giggled to himself, recrossed his legs, and folded his hands in his lap.
そうですね。ギャンブルと答えることが多いです。
Well, gambling is a common answer. I fucked all that up. Well, gambling is a common answer. Gambling.
はい。
Yes.
できれば対戦相手が必要な賭け事がいいですね。カードゲームとか。
Preferably when my opponent is required to bet, like in card games and whatnot. I see. So you like playing games with people?
そうです。まあ、 誰かより誰での方が適切かもしれませんけど。
I do. This is appropriate. Playing with people.
はい。私は他人をいじめることが最大の趣味なものですから。
Yes, my primary hobby is tormenting other people in any way I see fit. Ha 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 ha. Tormenting?
嫌なことをされると不快になるでしょ。その姿を見るのが好きなんです。
You feel bad when something unpleasant happens to you, right? I enjoy seeing people in that state.
怒りに任せて物を壊す人、冷静を装って必死に隠そうとする人、人それぞれでしょ。
Some people get mad and break things, while others play it cool and try to conceal their anger. Everyone is a little different, after all.
手の上で転がされているとも知らず、絶望に落ちていくあの姿、いつ見てもゾクゾクします。
Supreme vibes. It sends chills down my spine every time I see people like that, not realizing they're dancing in the palm of my hand as they fall into abject despair. That sounds fun! This is just gonna be our route, isn't it? Deciding whether or not to respond to something Kyrie says is, that sounds scary, or that sounds fun. I feel like that's just gonna be it. That sounds fun and scary and fun. Scary fun. Sounds kind of fun. If you're curious, I could take you to the casino tonight. Oh shit, we already had a date. No. Really? No, it's not a good idea. Kyrie will be upset with me if he finds out. And as of now, I can't promise to take you next time either. Instead, he stood up and walked over to one corner of the room. He crouched down in front of a cabinet and dug through its drawers. Oh, here it is. I give this to you. What is it? A puzzle ring. This should occupy your time for a while. Thank you. You are a gem among gems, handing a girl a puzzle. Thank you very much. This is now my prized possession. You're quite welcome. Do you intend to remain in this room? I gave that to you in hope that you'd leave. Why don't you go play with it in your room, or the kitchen, or something, someplace else, wherever you children go these days? I'm using this room for my work at the moment. No, please leave. Oh, okay, I'll leave the common area for you then. Goodbye, Mr. Kyrie. Yes, until next time. Oof. We're already caching secret scenes.
アクセル、今晩付き合ってもらえませんか。
Axel, would you care to accompany me tonight? Blah?
断る。
No thanks.
内容も聞かず即答するのはやめてください。
Please don't answer without even knowing the details.
どうせろくでもないことだ。
I'm sure it's something stupid anyways.
今晩カジノに行こうと思いまして。
I was gonna go to the casino tonight.
ほら見ろ。
I knew it.
あのカジノ、物騒な方が多いでしょ。転ばぬ先の杖と言いますか、護衛をつけておいた方がいいのではと思いまして。
There are many unsavory characters at the casino, right? I thought it'd be best to have some protection with me. They do say an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
誰彼構わず喧嘩を売るから悪いんだろう。
The person who started the fight would be at fault, though.
アクセルが
You mean you, Axel?
キリエがだ。
I mean you, Kyrie.
私がいつそんなものを売りましたか。アクセル、メガネをもう一本かけた方がいいんじゃないですか。
Now, when have I ever instigated a fight? Are you sure you don't need yet another pair of glasses? Gestures to transfer route from Axel.
一つで十分だ。
One pair is plenty.
私はただ 歯向かってくる雑魚と楽しく言葉を交わしているだけです。
I merely trade playful words with petulant little people.
喧嘩なんて野蛮なこと私がするはずないじゃないですか。
Now, would I ever do something as uncouth and barbaric as starting a brawl? Me?
好きに言ってろ。
Suit yourself.
はい。で、付き合ってもらえますよね。
Quite. So you will accompany me?
上司命令か。
Is that an order?
ええ、上司命令です。
Indeed it is.
ならば従うしかない。
Then I must obey.
いいですね、その下僕体質。嫌いじゃないですよ。
Ah, yes. I like that servile attitude.
さあ、行きましょう。
Shall we go? Gracious. Oh, it's evening already. Mr. Karamina said we'd be having dinner soon. Maybe I'll walk around town a little bit. She walked down the street, admiring how the setting sun dyed the scene in vibrant orange, even as she kept one eye on where she'd come from. Eventually, the road of red brick ended in a big plaza. It was filled with people just relaxing and enjoying themselves. What a lovely signorina you are. Oh, I have some delicious bread. Interested? She turned around to see a friendly young man carrying a box. Oh, no, Your stomach started growling right on cue. I'll give you a free sample. How about it? A sample? But I'm sure Mr. Carmine and the others are preparing dinner for me. Thank you, but I'll have to pass. That's okay. Well, next time then. Ciao, ciao. He bowed and then ran off. Hi, he really startled me. People scare me. I never thought someone would try to talk to me. Who did we run into?
あ、君大丈夫？
Oh, are you like okay and stuff? Hi. Yeah, I'm chill. I'm good.
ごめんね、真後ろに人がいると思わなくってさ。ね、立てる？
Oh, sorry. I didn't think there was anyone like behind me and stuff. Can you like stand up? The young man held out his hand. She took it and they got up together.
よいしょっと。ねえ、どこか怪我してない？
There we go. You're not hurt, are you, sweet thing? No, I'm fine.
よかった。女の子を怪我させちゃまずいもんね。
That's a relief. It'd be terrible if I hurt a girl, you know?
君、
gal
名前は？
What's your name?
で、俺から名乗るべきかな。俺はそう。で、君の名前は？
Although, like, maybe I should introduce myself first, since obviously I'm the most important person in the room. My name is So. What's your name? I'm Bunny.
困ったな。
Bunny. Bunny, huh? Ah. You know, I don't think you have a good name. There aren't good vibes associated with that name.
この町の人の顔、大体覚えてるはずなのに、君のことは全然わかんないや。
And I know the vibes of most people in this town, but yours isn't like familiar at all. Like at all. I've never experienced your vibe before. It's only natural that you wouldn't be familiar with me. I just recently?
最近？
Recently? Is it a good idea to tell him the truth? I moved here recently.
あ、今のは嘘だね。
That was a lie, wasn't it? You lie.
顔に嘘をつきましたって書いてあるから。
I told you, I can feel it like all over your vibe and stuff. Huh? Really?
いやいや、例えなんだけど、やっぱり嘘をついたんだね。
No, not really, but you really were lying, weren't you?
ダメだよ、嘘は。そういうことされると悲しいよ。
It's bad to lie. It makes people sad when you lie to them, you know. I'm sorry.
怒ってないからそんな顔しないで。嘘をついたってことはそれなりの事情があるってことだよね。
Don't look so upset. I'm not mad at you. You must have had a reason to lie. Yes, I don't remember anything from before I came here.
記憶が
You don't like remembering stuff? Yes, when I came to, I was lying in an alley, and a man named Caesar was chasing me.
へえ。
Ah. Right now, Familia Oz is taking care of me.
そっか。
Hmm.
君って変わってるね。
I see. Your vibe really is strange. Am I?
だって嘘をつくぐらい隠したいことをペラペラ話しちゃったんだよ、初対面の相手にさ。
Yeah, I mean, like, you lied to me about it at first because you wanted to hide it, but now you're spilling your guts to me, and I'm someone you've only just, like, met and stuff. Like, what? We barely swapped a howdy-doody. I'll be more careful from now on. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. There aren't only good people in the world, you know? Like, not all the vibes be good. Though maybe that's weird for someone you've only just met to say. But I think you're a good person, Mr. So. Really? You really, really think that about me? You wrong, honey buns. Yes, you've been so kind and you're looking out for me, and, like, I can't take anybody seriously with that accent. Now, now we're acquaintances. Maybe it's a good thing that I ran into you. Maybe it was and stuff.
うわ、もうこんな時間。そろそろ帰って晩ご飯の準備をしないと。
Oh, look at the time. I should get going so I can, like, get dinner ready and stuff. I should go home too. Goodbye, Mr. So. He gave her an enthusiastic nod and turned to leave Oz territory. However, he turned back around as if he just remembered something.
ああ、そうだ。俺のこと、そうさんっていうのやめてくれない？
Oh, also, could you, like, stop calling me Mr. So, please? Then what should I call you?
そうだけでいいよ。あと、言葉遣いも普通でいいから。
Mr. So is like my father and stuff. Just so is fine. You don't have to be so polite either. Gosh. We gal pals now.
よそよそしいのって好きじゃないんだ。
I don't like formalities. I understand.
じゃなくて。
You mean? Okay.
正解。
Good. Perfect. Excellent. Stellar, as they say.
俺、毎週日曜、この場所で店を開いてるんだ。
I set up shop here. I set up shop here every Sunday.
今日はもう閉めちゃったけど、よかったら来週来てよ。
I'm already closed for the day, but come by next week if you want. Yeah, I will.
絶対だよ。約束したからね。
You better. It's like a promise now, right? Okay?
じゃあね、また会おうね。
Bye then, Bunny. I'll see you later.
Chi. めんどくさいことになったな。
So annoying.
だが、お前は俺の獲物だ。どこまでも追いかけて首をかっきってやる。
But you are my prey. You can run, but I'm still taking your head.
せいぜい仮初めの幸せに浸っているがいい。
Enjoy your fleeting happiness to the fullest. Huh. That was an odd interjection, but I'll take it. Monday morning, the estate was busier than it had been the day before. Bunny passed by the men heading out for the day as she made her way to the kitchen for breakfast. Good morning, she said softly to the empty room as she got herself some bread and milk. Taking a seat in the same chair she had the previous day, she started eating by herself. Yesterday was a day of peace. which means that now there might be fights between the Familia until next Sunday. When I met Mr. Kyrie and the others, I did see a bunch of people with weapons. I wonder if they actually use them.
おはよう。今日は一人で来られたんだな。
Morning. Came here on your own today, huh? Mr. Kyrie. She looked up and shifted slightly to face him. It seemed he had come for breakfast as well. I clicked.
男だらけの屋敷だ。もっと気遅れするもんだと思ってたんだが、そうでもないんだな。
I assumed you would have been more shy since this mansion is full of men, but I guess not. Kamiya gently touched Bunny's shoulders before going over to the sink. Loud sink noises. Okay. It might not have been loud for you guys since I have OBS set up weird, but oh my gosh, it was loud for me. It was real loud for me. He plucked an orange from a basket of fruit and rinsed it off before taking a plate and knife out of the cabinet. I'm sorry, I just made myself at home. I clicked.
いやいや、結構なことだ。馴染んでくれているようで嬉しいよ。
Oh no, it's quite all right. I'm happy to see you're getting comfortable. He took a seat next to her, orange and plate in hand. As he cut into the fruit skin, a citrusy scent filled the room.
おはようございます。
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Axel. Axel glanced at Bunny, but that was it.
よう、寝坊すけ。
Mornings I sleep a lot.
寝過ごしていません。
I do not sleep a lot. I clicked. Carmia tossed the still unpeeled orange at Axel. As he caught it, a few errant droplets of water splashed against his cheek.
食えよ。朝一で買ってきたんだ。
Eat it. I bought it at the market this morning.
後でいただきます。
I'll have it later. Axel wiped the water off his face with the back of his hand as he returned the orange to the fruit basket. Crossing his arms, he leaned against the wall.
出発はいつですか？
When are you heading out? I did click.
食事を終えてからだ。
When I finish eating.
僕がこの部屋で待機する必要は？
Is there a reason I need to wait here?
ある。食卓に混ざれよ。
That is. Join us at the table. Curmudgeon. He passed by both Bunny and Carmia and set his hand on the back of the furthest chair away from them.
もっとこっちに来い。
A little closer. Axel took a single step over, only to pull out the second furthest seat away.
そうじゃなくて、俺たちの前の席が空いてるだろうが。
No, the seats across from us are all open. Come over here. Carmia tapped the table in front of him. I did click. There we go. Axel let out a big sigh and sat down directly across from Carmia, diagonal to Bunny.
なんだってそんなにお嬢さんを警戒するんだ？
What? Why are you so on guard around the signorina?
得体の知れない人間を警戒するのは当然です。
It's only natural to be on guard around an unfamiliar person.
そりゃそうだけど、どう見ても取って食うようなことはしなさそうだろ？
Well, I guess that's true. That said, I don't think she's going to bite. Unless you ask.
せっかくの共同生活だ。楽しく行こうぜ。
We're living together, so we might as well relax around each other, right? I'm swallowing my water. Axel gave Bunny a sideways glance that lasted less than a single second.
しょうがないやつだな。
What am I going to do with you?
ごめんな、お嬢さん。こいつ、警戒心が強くてさ。
I'm sorry, Bunny. He's a very guarded person by nature. Oh, it's fine. He's right. You don't know anything about me. I understand how Mr. Axel feels.
お嬢さん。
Signorina.
誰かと違って大人だな。誰かと違ってな。
You're so much more mature about this than some people who will go unnamed. That's me. Axel rested his elbows on the table and gazed determinedly at the wall. Mr. Kyrie,
気にすんなって、いつものことだから。
don't let him bother you. He's always like this.
それより、今日の予定を説明しなきゃな。
More importantly, we need to discuss your plans for the day. Plans for the day?
ああ、俺とアクセルでオズの領地を案内しようと思うんだが、どうだ？
Yeah. See, I was thinking Axel and I could show you around Oz territory. How's that sound? What about Mr. Kyrie? Mr. Kyrie won't be joining us?
なんだ、俺たちじゃ不満か？
What, are we not enough for you? Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I was just wondering if Mr. Kyrie was busy.
ああ、どうだろう。
Good question.
忙しいはずだよな、あいつ。
I think he should be busy?
さあ、
Beats me. Axel shook his head slightly, still looking away. You don't know what Mr. Kyrie is doing?
いや、わかっている。多分。
No, I do. I think. Eh?
出かけるときはどんな用か言ってくれるんだが、それが正しいとは限らないんだよな。
He told me what he would be going out and when he would be going out and what he would be doing, but it might not necessarily be correct, if you get my meaning.
気分転換に散歩してくるって出かけたのに、銃を調達して帰ってきたことがあったりさ。
He's gone out for a walk to get some fresh air before, only to return with a heaping pile of new guns.
キリエは不可思議で不可解だ。
Kyrie is a riddle wrapped in an enigma. Oh,
ま、裏でファミリーのためにいろいろやってくれてるんだろうさ。
well, he does a lot of things for the Familia behind the scenes. Neato.
赤いレンガが敷いてある場所は俺たちの縄張りだ。
The areas covered in red brick are our turf.
屋敷の前の大通りはもちろん、ここ一帯は全部そうだな。
The main street in front of the mansion is obviously ours, but the rest of this area is too. All of this. Bunny stopped in the middle of the street and looked over her surroundings. The street was bustling, and the faces of people coming and going were cheerful. There were no armed men to be seen anywhere. The atmosphere didn't feel very different from some days at all. Karamiya got closer to her as he returned the greetings of the townspeople.
どうだ、感想は。
So, what do you think? I expected it to be scarier. Like a fight could break out at any moment. Pardon me. My throat is killing itself slowly. It's much more relaxed and peaceful than I had imagined. I think it's wonderful.
そうか。
Really? He gave a boyish smile and patted her on the head.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいぜ。俺たちはドンパチしたくて銃を握ってるわけじゃないからな。
I'm happy to hear you say that. It's not like we carry weapons because we like using them.
よその奴らから領地を守ったり、喧嘩の仲裁をするのが俺たちの主な仕事だ。
Our main job is to protect our territory from outsiders and to mediate fights.
テリトリー内にいれば、そうそう抗争に巻き込まれることはない。安心しろ。
It's unlikely that you'll get caught up in a fight within our territory, so don't worry yourself. Okay.
お言葉ですが、ボス。
Excuse me, sir.
ウォールフガングの件があります。安全だと言い切るのは問題かと。
Regarding the wolf gang, your assertion that it is completely safe here is not entirely accurate.
ああ、そうか。そうだったな。
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Wolf gang?
シーザーたちのことだ。お嬢さん、追いかけられてただろ？
Caesar and the others. The man who was chasing you, Signorina. Oh, right. I completely forgot about Mr. Caesar, the fellow who was chasing me 2 days ago. 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
領地を荒らして回る困った奴らでな。
Fuck.
どのファミリーも手を焼いてる。
From what Kyrie tells me, they live in the forest outside the town walls. They're a troublesome bunch who invade other territories. All the Familia are plagued by them.
また襲われないよう気をつけることだ。
We all have to be on the lookout for another attack. Okay. Karamiya made a satisfied nod and held his hand out to Axel.
アクセル、小銭は持ってるか？
Axel, do you have any charge on you? Huh? I did click. Axel groped around in his pockets. After counting out the change, oh, not charge. After counting out the coins he found, he handed them to Karamiya.
サンキュー。お嬢さん、アクセルのおごりだ。なんか食おうぜ。
Grazie. Bunny, let's go get something to eat. Axel's treating. What? Is that okay?
いいっていいって。な、アクセル。
It's fine, it's fine. Isn't it, Axel?
僕の分を
If the
ボスが
Dawn
買ってくれる
buys something for me too.
よし、交渉成立だな。いや、オレンジしか食べてないから腹がもう空いてさ。
Alright, it's settled. Man, all I had this morning was an orange. I'm already starving.
あっちにうまいホットドッグ屋があるんだ。行こうぜ、お嬢さん。
There's a great hot dog stand over there. Let's go, Bunny. Axel frowned as he watched over Karami and Bunny from behind while they walked down the street lined with food stands.
空腹なのは自己責任じゃないか。どうして僕がおごらなくちゃいけないんだ。
Isn't your empty stomach your own responsibility? Why do I have to pay for your food?
アクセル、置いてくぞ。
Axel, we're going to leave you behind.
今行きます。
I'm coming.
この通りを抜けた先に服屋がある。
There's a little clothing boutique at the end of this street here that I think you'd like. Karamiya pointed down an alley with a hand still greasy from his hot dog.
曲がり角のすぐ先には雑貨屋。その先には本屋がある。
Just around that corner is a general store for general items. And beyond that is a bookstore. Real good bookstore. Like me, a good bookstore.
大抵のものはオズの領内で買えるから生活には不自由しないと思うぜ。
You can buy almost anything within Oz territory, so I don't think you'll be uncomfortable here, to say the least.
ここは町の中心、塔の広場だ。どこからでも見えるこの塔が目印だな。
In the center of town is Tower Plaza. You can see the tower from any part of town. It's a good landmark. If I do say so myself. Karamiya put one hand on the tower wall and looked up. Bunny followed suit and looked up too. The tower stretched so high into the sky that its top was hidden in the clouds. What a big tower.
ああ、物知りのキリエも知らない謎の物体だ。
Indeed. Not even Mr. Know-It-All Kyrie knows what it is exactly. It's a mystery.
王が住んでいると。
A king lives in it. She turned to face Axel behind her, and he only stepped forward and placed his hand on the tower just as Karamiya had.
塔の上にはこの世界の王が住んでいると聞いている。
I've heard that the king of this world lives in the top of the tower.
なんだアクセル、伝説を信じてるのか？
What, you actually believe the legend, Axel?
悪いですか？
Is there something wrong with that?
いや、夢があっていいんじゃないか？
Nah. It's good to dream, I think. What legend?
なんでもこの塔の最上階に住む王様に会えたやつは願い事を叶えてもらえるらしい。
Supposedly, anyone who reaches the top floor and meets the king will have any wish granted. Wish?
ああ、だがどうすれば会えるかは不明だ。
Yeah, but no one knows how to meet the king.
この塔に入り口はない。あるのは町を支配するファミリーの名と長方形のくぼみだけだ。
There are no doors to the tower. Only the names of the Familia that control the town, and some rectangular slots. The slots Axel had mentioned were far beyond Bunny's reach. The names of the Familia were carved beneath the niches.
伝説が本当かどうかはわからないが、この塔は目印として大いに役立っている。
I don't know if the legend is true enough, but this tower does serve as a major landmark. Karamiya pulled Bunny close to him. He leaned forward to match her eye level and pointed at the street they'd walked along to get there.
迷子になったとしても 塔を目指して広場にたどり着きさえすれば屋敷へ戻れる。
If you ever get lost, as long as you can use the tower to find your way back to this plaza, you can get back to the mansion.
ここから見える赤いレンガ道を歩いて帰ればいいだけだからな。簡単だろ？
You can see it from here. Just follow the red brick road back to get back. Simple, right? It is. Come on. Are you lagging? Is that what's
街
happening?
の中心部にあたるこの広場はどのファミリーも支配していない共有スペースなんだ。
This plaza in the heart of town is common space, not controlled by any one familia.
他の領地へ赴く場合はなるべくここを通った方がいい。人目につきやすいからやましいことはしませんよって証明になる。
If you need to go into another territory, it's probably best to go through this area. There's nowhere to hide here, so it's symbolic for saying you have no ill intent. Have you ever been to the other familia's areas?
まあもちろん相手にもよるが険悪な仲ってわけじゃないからな。
Oh, of course. It depends on who we're talking about, but it's not like all our relationships are stormy ones.
買い物したり話をしに行ったり、まあ俺が出向くことはめったにないけどな。
I visit other territories to go shopping or talk to people. Though I guess it is pretty rare for me to leave Oz territory.
当然です。あなたが動けばいろいろと勘ぐられます。
Naturally, your movements draw suspicion.
ボスってその点が不便だよな。
That's one of the downsides of being the Don.
ヘイディは大きな酪農場を持っててさ、そこのチーズがとびきりうまいんだよな。
Heidi has a big dairy farm. The cheese they make is just superb. I am
そう
clicking.
だ、今度アクセルに買ってもらおうぜ。
I know, I'll have Axel buy it next time. I am clicking. This is happening.
どうして僕が
Why me?
ボス、あれ
So, isn't that?
お
Hmm?
よう、赤いの。
Hello, Red. The person Axel had spotted in the crowd was Scarlet, the Capricorn of Familia Grimm. Scarlet's red mantle fluttered as Karamia spoke.
カラミアさん巡回か
Mr. Karamia, out on patrol?
それも兼ねてる。お嬢さんに領地を案内してやってるんだ。
Well, that's part of it, but we're mostly showing the signorina around our territory.
君は
You were. Hello, Scarlet.
ああ
Oh. Scarlet glanced at Bunny before looking up at Karamia.
町の規律について彼女はすでに知っているのか
Have you already explained the rules to her?
今教えているところだ。
I'm in the process of doing that now.
そうそれならいい
Oh, well, that's good. Scarlet looked at Bunny again.
決まりを破らなければ危害は加えない破れば容赦しないよく覚えておくことだ
You will not be harmed as long as you don't break the rules. But if you do break them, there will be no mercy. Don't you forget it. Of course. Scarlet gave them each a small nod before turning around to leave. The rifle on Scarlet's back swayed a bit with each step. Scarlet's pretty scary. Come on.
なことねえよ。まだマシな方だ。
Yeah, right. That's nothing.
スカーレットはグリムファミリーの中では穏健派だ。双子の方がひどい。
Scarlet is probably the most level-headed of the members of Familia Grimm. The twins are much crueler.
ああ、ヘンゼルとグレーテルは手に負えない時があるしな。あいつらの騒動に巻き込まれないよう気をつけてくれよ。
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel can be pretty reckless. Mind that you don't get up in a fight with those two. I will. Suddenly, Bunny realized Axel had been staring at her. What's wrong, Mr. Axel?
オズのテリトリー内にいれば安全だ。
You should be safe as long as you stay inside Oz territory.
安全だから怯える必要はないと言っているんだ。
I'm trying to say that you should be safe, so there's no need to be scared. Oh, okay.
俺がお前を守るってかっこいいこと言うじゃねえか。
Are you trying to tell her that you'll protect her? Trying to sound cool, eh?
そんなんじゃ。領内は常にファミリーが警備しているからという意味で。
I am not. I just mean that the Familia is always guarding our own territory, so...
そのファミリーの中にはお前さんも含まれるだろ、アクセル。
Aren't you a part of the Familia too, Axel?
領地の案内はすでに完了しました。通常任務に戻ります。
We finished the tour of our territory already. I will return to my usual duties. Mr. Axel.
あいつ恥ずかしいからって逃げやがった。
He just ran off because he was embarrassed. I embarrassed him. It's good stuff. It's fun.
さあ、俺たちはもう少し街を歩こう。うまいアイスクリーム屋があるんだ。案内してやるよ。
Well, shall we walk around a little more? There's this great ice cream place nearby. I'll take you there. Okay. Hee. And then the weekday. Excellent. Okay. Let's do one more set and then call it a night because my throat is ruining me. Hello, Mr. Kyrie. What the fuck is happening to my game here? Can I... Hold on.
こんにちは。こんなところでどうしました？
Hello, Miss Bunny. Whatever are you doing in here?
いい天気ですよ。せっかくの日曜です。外へ出かけたらどうですか？
Fine weather we're having. Care to go out on the town? It is Sunday, after all. Yes, I think I'll go out later. You sure have a lot of papers there. Do you have to work all day?
ええ。今日に限ってはそうですね。昨晩出かけていたものですから。
Yes, especially so today. I was out last night, after all. Come to think of it, I never do see you in the evening. Do you go out on patrol, Mr. Kyrie? Are you responsible that way, Mr. Kyrie?
見回り？
Patrol.
この私がそんなことをするはずないでしょ。
As if someone such as myself would be regulated to such a lowly time.
コンシリエーレは頭を使うのが仕事です。足を動かすのは頭を使わない人たちの役目なんです。
The job of a consigliere is to use his mind. Manual labor can be left to those lacking in that capacity. Then what were you doing?
それは秘密です。
Now that is a secret. Please tell me. You absolutely won't tell me. To turn the question around on you, why do you want to know? There are any number of things you can be doing aside from bothering me. Well, you said it was a secret, so I got curious. I see. So you're just the type who just has to stick your nose into everything. Very well. I'll make a special exception for you. Please take a seat, Miss Bunny. She sat down beside Kyrie as instructed. The moment she sat down, she felt something strange poke into her side. Oh, fuck. Do you know what this is? If I didn't know this was a gun and they hadn't played that sound, this would have been the most rapey scene. She glanced down. There was an object beneath Kyrie's left arm. A gun. Kyrie mouthed, correct. The muzzle of the gun in his right hand was pressed firmly into her stomach. If it wasn't Sunday today, and you weren't our guest, I'd pull the trigger. He pulled the magazine from the gun. After clearing the chamber and returning the loose round to the magazine, he set both articles onto the table in front of him. If you value your life, you shouldn't be interested in my work. You wouldn't want to waste your precious life, would you? Okay, well, fuck me for asking that. Secret scene. Even though I'm pretty sure I fucked that scene up.
ちらです。
Over here, Scarlet.
待たせたか。
Were you waiting long?
はい、待ちました。
Yes, quite.
例のもの持ってきてもらいました。
Did you bring what I asked you to?
ああ、
Yeah.
言われた通りカスタマイズしておいた。テストもしたし、悪くはないと思う。
It's been customized according to your instructions. I tested it myself. It's not half bad.
コーヒーメーカーを渡すだけなのに、どうしてコソコソする必要があるんだ？
Why do you need to be so secretive about a coffee maker? A coffee maker?
敵対マフィアの幹部同士が会うなんて、他の者に知られたら厄介でしょ。
Wouldn't it be troublesome for other people to find out that officers from rival Mafia Familia were meeting each other?
密会していることを知られた方が厄介だ。
I think people finding out we were meeting in secret is likely to cause more trouble.
そう言わないでください。
No, don't say it like that.
はい、こちらが報
Here's
酬
your
です。
payment.
なんだこれは。
What is this?
女性用の髪留めです。
An accessory for a woman's hair.
キリエ。
Carrie,
冗談です。
I
本
kid.
当の報酬はこちらに用意してあります。
Your actual payment is in here.
3つの箱？
3 boxes.
何事にも遊び心をということで、好きな箱を一つ選ん
I
で
was
くださ
feeling
い。
a little playful. Now pick a box. Any box. This guy has lost his mind.
どの箱にも提示した金額は最低限入っていますから、ご安心を。
Don't worry, you'll get the minimum amount of money regardless of which box you choose.
めんどくさいやつだ。
What a pain.
そう言わず。
Now, now,
さ
don't be
あ、
like
どれ
that.
にしましょう。
Which one do you choose? Which one do you choose?
左だ。
Left.
わかりました。
Very well.
女性ものの髪留めを自ら選ぶなんて、実は女装趣味があるんじゃないですか？
Oh my, you selected another hair accessory all on your own. Are you sure you aren't into cross-dressing? They all have hair accessories, don't they?
そんなことはない。箱に入っていて見えなかったんだ。
Of course not. I couldn't see what was in the box.
お前のことだ。他の箱も同じものが入っているに違いない。
And this is you we're talking about. You probably put the same thing in all 3 of them.
いいえ、こちらは金貨、こちらはカフェのコーヒー券です。
Oh no, this one has gold in it, and this one has a coupon for a coffee at the cafe.
一番値が張ったものですし、ある意味当たりですね。
You selected the most expensive item, so in a sense, you've chosen quite well.
外れだろう。どう考えても。
I don't think anyone would agree.
いい。これはグレーテルに渡すから。
Fine, I'll just give it to Gretel.
使わないんですか？
How dull.
使うわけないだろ
As if I would use it. Alright. We'll jive with it, I guess.
せっかくの日曜だというのに、付き合わせてしまいすみませんね。
I'm sorry for making you come out with me on your precious Sunday. Oh no, I'm happy you invited me. Mr. Kyrie, you're really busy on weekdays, aren't you?
まあ、倒れない程度には。決してあなたに関心がないわけではないんですよ。
Well, I'm not so busy that I'm about to keel over. Of course, it's not like you're completely unrelated to how busy I am.
構いたくて仕方がない心を押し殺して仕事をしているんです。分かっていただけますね。
I have to stifle my own interests and do my job. You understand, don't you? Yes, as you so clearly pointed out with the vessel of the gun earlier.
よかった。
Good.
あなたと出会い、もう3週間が過ぎましたか。居心地はどうですか？
It's already been 3 weeks since we met. How are you finding your stay? It's pleasant, it's fun. It's boring. I feel like that's the answer to appeal to him. It's boring. Every day is so peaceful, it's getting a little boring.
生活に刺激が欲しいということですか？
Looking for a little excitement in your life? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. You're all working so hard every day to preserve your peace here, and I'm sorry for being so inconsiderate.
いいえ、正直に言ってもらえて嬉しいですよ。ここだけの話、
See,
私もいささか飽きていたりするんです。
I know what my boy likes. There we go. Oh no, I'm happy you're being so honest with me, just between us. I'm a little bored of the situation, too. You are?
ええ、変わらない日々が退屈で仕方ありません。ですから、イレギュラーであるあなたという存在がとても愛おしいのです。
I am. It's hard not to be bored when every day is the same. That's also why the presence of an irregular such as yourself is so precious.
仕事なんか手放して、一日中あなたを観察していたいものですね。
I wish I could abandon my work and spend a whole day observing you. She stiffened as he touched his hand to her cheek. Mr. Kyrie.
はい、なんでしょう。
Yes? What is it? What is it? I'm in your hand.
ああ、素手で触ってほしいんですね。
Oh, mercy. No, please leave the gloves on. Oh, you'd rather I touch you barehanded. Very well. Kyrie brought his hand to his mouth and pulled.
日中のこんな人目のつく場所で、なかなか大胆なことを要求するんですね。
Okay, we're doing this. Alright. I don't remember if this was something that we saw in the original, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. Oh, so touching you isn't enough? What an audacious request to make in such a public space in the middle of the day. No. It seemed like the more she spoke, the more he misunderstood. How do I explain this? He smiled at her, who was visibly at a complete loss.
あなたの言いたいことはちゃんと分かっていますよ。
Don't worry, I know exactly what you meant.
私なんかの話を真剣に聞いているものですから、困らせてみたくなったんです。
I'm actually pretty sharp when it comes to conversation. I just wanted to mess with you. Mess with me.
私は好きな子もそうでない子もいじめずにはいられない性格なんです。
You see, I just can't help teasing girls I like. And even those I don't. Just girls. And boys. And men and women. And the in-between.
今のは序の口ですから、覚悟しておいた方がいいですよ。
That was just a little taste just now. You should prepare yourself. Okay!
さて、無益なおしゃべりはここまでにして、
Well,
さっさと向かいましょうか。
enough of this scribble brabble. Shall we be going? If I can click, there we go. Where are we going?
それはついてからのお楽しみです。
Let's keep that a surprise. Where are we going? Are we going to the casino? Where are we going? Oh no! I know where we're going. This place! Again!
来たことはありますか？
Been here before? No, I don't want it. No, never. I had no idea this place existed. I wish I never knew this place existed.
情報のかけらさえ教えないなんて、カラミアもアクセルも不親切ですね。
How unkind of Karami and Axel to only give you bits and pieces of information.
ここはオスカー・ワイルド通り。広場や診療所と同じく、マフィアの不介入地域ですので、自由に来ていいんですよ。
This is Oscar Wilde Street. Like the main plaza and the clinic, it's an unaffiliated area. You're free to come here whenever.
もっとも、オズファミリーの面々はあまり近寄らないんですけれどね。
However, the members of Familia Oz tend to avoid it. Why?
さあ、大人の社交場だからじゃないですか？
Good question. Perhaps because it's a place for adult socialization? Adult? What does that mean? I wish I knew.
あちらに見えるのが教会です。鍵はかかっていませんので、懺悔したい時などご自由にどうぞ。
That building over there is a church. It's not locked, so you can confess your sins whenever you feel so inclined.
そしてこちらが。
And this.
こんにちは、キリエ様。
Good afternoon, Lord Kyrie.
おや、わざわざ出迎えに来てくれたんですか？
Oh my, did you come out just to see us?
たまたまお姿が見えたもので。そちらの女性が以前おっしゃられていた方ですか？
Ah, that's right. He's been speaking about us in brothels and shit. No. I just happened to see you out here. Is this woman the one you spoke of before?
街の隅々まで案内しないとかわいそうでしょ。
Indeed, she is. I would feel just awful if I didn't show her around every corner of town.
それは必ずしも全てを知る必要はないと思います。
Well,
特にここは
I do not believe she needs to know absolutely everything, particularly this area. I'm so sad for you, man boy. You deserve better.
と申し遅れました。俺はサロンオスカー・ワイルドで働いています。受付のマンボイです。
I must apologize for taking so long to introduce myself. I am Manboy, the Oscar Wilde Salon's concierge. I'm Bunny. Familia has taken care of me. It has been taking care of me. It's a pleasure to meet you.
はい。こちらこそよろしくお願いいたします。
Oh no, the pleasure is all mine, Lady Bunny.
サロンですか。
Salon, huh?
間違
Is
っ
that what we're
たこと
calling
は
it?
言っていませんよ。
I have not said anything false.
ええ、そうですね。そういうことにしておきましょう。
Yes, that is true. Let's leave it at that. Bunny looked back and forth between their contrary expressions. Kyrie smiled at her confused countenance.
マンボイはこの界隈のことを熟知しています。何かあれば彼に聞くといいですよ。
Manboy here is very well acquainted with this particular area. If you want to know anything, you should ask him.
キリエ様。
Lord Kyrie.
間違ったことは言っていませんよ。
I thought you hadn't said anything false.
ええ、そうですね。
Yes, that is true.
本日はご案内のみですか？まさか彼女を連れて入店されたりしませんよね。
Are you just showing her around today? I cannot imagine you would be bringing Lady Bunny along with you inside.
まさか彼女にはまだ早いです。
Oh no, it's much too soon for her. Hopefully, we will never ever enter that building in this round. Or ever again, thankfully. Soon? What do you mean, soon? What are we talking about?
さあ、どういうことでしょうね、マンボイ。
Good question. What do you think, man boy?
それは
Well, I would really like for her never to enter this building ever again, or ever again.
来たぞ。
I'm here. Oh, I'm here. Mr. Axel. She turned around as Axel approached. He seemed to be in quite a sour mood, shotgun in hand.
おや、予定よりも早くありませんか？
Are you sure you're not early?
バカを言え。時間通りだ。
Don't be ridiculous. I'm right on time.
客人を連れて帰ればいいんだろう。
May I bring the house guest back home?
ええ、そうです。
Yes, that will do.
すみません。私はこれからこちらのサロンで仕事をしなければいけないんです。
You ain't going in there to work. Don't you lie to nobody. Excuse me, Miss Bunny. I have some work to attend to at this salon right now. Even though it's Sunday? Why would you be working in the salon on Sunday?
はい。コンシリエーレに休みなし。
Yes. No rest for the conciliere, after all. I do love that song. No rest for the wicked. Liar.
何か言いましたか、アクセル。
Did you say something, Axel?
別に。行くぞ、客人。
No. Let's go, guest. Axel started walking without waiting for her to respond. Okay. She paused to turn around and wave before she hurried after Axel. Goodbye, Mr. Kyrie, Mr. Manboy. Kyrie gave her a little wave, keeping his hand close to his chest. Manboy sighed and began to speak.
年頃の女性をこんなところへ連れてくるなんてどうかしていますよ。
What are you thinking, bringing a girl that age to a place like this?
あなたこそ自分の職場を卑下しすぎですよ。
And I could ask what you're thinking, speaking ill of your workplace, like that.
もしかしたらこの店の乗客になるかもしれないのに。
She might even end up becoming a customer, you know, over my dead fucking body.
そんな、ま てくる気なんですか？
My word, you intend to bring her again. Oh, is that happening in this route? I really hope it's not happening in this route. I don't want to go back in there. You can't take me. I have PTSD, please.
いいえ、彼女の好奇心に任せます。
Oh no. I'll let her curiosity take care of that.
彼女はイレギュラーな存在ですから、どのような未来を選ぶのかは私には想像できません。
Miss Bunny is an irregular presence, so I can't even begin to imagine what future she will choose.
今後が楽しみですね。
Look
マンボイ。
forward to it, Manboy.
はあ、俺は複雑です。
I'm not sure how I feel about that. There is no good ending for Manboy at all. This guy is just doomed to be very unhappy all of his life. Everybody else gets, like, at least a shot of happiness. This dude, nothing. I feel bad for this guy. I wonder where we're going. If they were returning to the Oz Mansion, surely they would have just taken the red brick road. Yet the road they walked along was paved with bricks of emerald, not red. Mr. Axel sure walks fast. He smoothly slipped through the crowds, not paying any mind to her chasing after him. We'll be separated at this rate. Mr. Axel, please wait. She smacked into Axel's back. She looked up at him, pouting, as she clutched her nose.
どうした？
What? That's my line. Why did you stop so suddenly?
待てと言ったのは他の誰でもないあんただろ。
Weren't you the one who asked me to wait? I did say that, yeah. Thank you for listening to me. Axel's gaze shifted from Bunny to his right hand. He didn't say a word, he just stared at it. What's wrong?
なんでもない。
Nothing.
あんたの足音は聞こえている。置き去りにはしない。
I can hear your footsteps. I won't leave you behind.
行くぞ。
Let's go. Okay. Oh, it kind of seems like he slowed down a little. Mr. Axel trying to match my pace? Is Mr. Axel trying to match my pace? At the end of the Emerald Brick Road was a street, not unlike those in the Oz territory. The houses had gently curving roofs, the smell of baked sweets hung in the air. I'm sure this must be another Familia's territory, but it's Sunday, so it must be okay to be here, right?
見つけた。
Found it. Huh? Those two were.
双子印のビスケット、安いよ安いよ。
Get your double trouble biscuits while they're hot. Hansel was standing in the middle of the street, energetically peddling his wares. An orange carpet, casually covered with bags of baked sweets. Gosh, my throat is killing me. Was spread out at one corner of the street. Behind the sack sat Gretel, who, unlike Hansel, had a sour, decidedly unwelcoming expression, unbecoming of a salesperson, on her face.
グリムファミリーの幹部、ヘンゼルとグレーテル。覚えているだろうか。
They're the Grimm Familia's Capri Games, Hansel and Gretel. Do you remember them? Yes, I learned their names at the meeting. Axel nodded slightly and approached Hansel. Bunny followed.
アクセルじゃん。
Oh, if it isn't Axel. Gretel hastily stood up and hurried behind Hansel, clinging to his back. She glared up and glared at Axel and Bunny from behind her fellow Capri Game.
何しに来たのむっつり。
What do you want, Robot?
僕にはアクセルという名前がある。
My name is Axel.
知ってるわよ。むっつり。小娘を連れて何しに来たの
Oh, trust me, Robot. I know. Why'd you come here with that little girl? Little girl?
ヘンゼル。この女、会合で寝起き頭と老快男の間に座ってたやつよね。
Hansel, isn't this the girl, the one who was sitting between the sleepyhead and the trickster?
そうだぜ、グレーテル。
Ah, that's the one.
やっぱり小娘じゃない。 スリムになんのよ。喧嘩。それなら受けて立つけど。
Well, if it isn't the little girl, what do you want with us, Grims? Itching for a fight? I'll take you up on that if you want.
喧嘩だったら大勢で来るんじゃないかな。ということは
If it was a fight they were after, they'd come with more people, right? Which means
奇襲ね。
it's an ambush.
違う。
No.
わかった。デートだ。
I know. A date then.
違う。
No!
じゃあ奇襲に決定。
Then it's an ambush, clearly.
ヘンゼル、反撃の準備。
Hansel, prepare to counterattack.
ドーンってやっちゃうか。
Oh, are we gonna blow them up?
ヘンゼル、グレーテル、武器をしまうんだ。
Hansel, Gretel, put your weapons away. Scarlet.
見たところ、彼らは無防備だ。争い目的でやってきたとは考えられない。
Look, they're obviously harmless. It's hard to imagine they were trying to start something.
その目は節穴。むっつりは銃を持ってるじゃない。
Are you sure those eyes aren't just for show? Robot here is carrying a gun, Robert.
常時携帯はファミリーの規則だ。
I'm only following Familia rules to be armed at all times.
ヘンゼルとグレーテルだってダイナマイトや手榴弾を持っているだろう。
I mean, the two of you always have dynamite and grenades on you, right?
だいたい今日は日曜だ。協定を守らなくてはいけない。そうだろう。
That and it's Sunday. We all have to adhere to the compromise, right?
そんなくだらない決まり。破ればいいのに。
That thing is so dumb that we should just break it right now.
グレーテル、
Gretel.
じゃあさ、デートでも喧嘩でもなければ一体何しに来たんだ。
Alright, then, if you're not here for a date or an attack, then what is it?
菓子を買いに来た。
To buy sweets. So that's it. I wonder who we're doing this errand for. I wonder who these sweets are for.
客人
Definitely not anybody important. Well, she is. Huh? Go with it. I am?
そうだろう。
You are, aren't you? She stopped talking as Axel gave her a meaningful look. He must have his reasons. Playing along, she nodded in agreement.
そうなんだ。毎度ありってね。
Oh, really? Well, thanks for shopping with us.
どれも同じ値段だから好きなの選んでよ。
They all cost the same. Just pick whatever catches your fancy. Okay. What should I pick? She crouched down in front of the sweets, clutching her knees as she tried to make a decision.
右から3つ目。
Third from the right. Oh. Well, she hadn't been paying attention now. Axel had crouched down beside her. He whispered into her quietly, so that only she would hear him.
右から
Third from the
3
right.
つ目だ。
Third from the right. Third from the right was 6 chocolate chip cookies in a clear bag tied up with a blue ribbon.
どれにするの？
Which one do you want? How about this one? Gretel wrapped the bag of cookies in paper before handing it to Hansel.
あいよー。買ってくれてありがとう。
Alrighty, thanks for shopping with us. Ah,
支払いは僕が。
I'll pay. Hansel held out his hand expectantly.
やっぱりで。
Are you sure it's not a date?
違う。ただの買い物だ。
No, we're just shopping.
あっそ。ま、そういうことでいいや。
Alright, if you say so.
味は保証するよ。よかったら今度感想を聞かせて。
Deliciousness guaranteed or your money back. Let me know what you think about it by the next time you come by. If you feel like it, there's a survey on the back of our receipt. Blah. Oh, certainly. Definitely throws away receipt. Bunny reached out to take the bag of sweets. Before she could pull away, Hansel grabbed her hand.
あのさ、君って敬語でしか喋れない子だったりする？
So I'm curious. Can you actually speak for yourself without being prompted? Of course I can, Mr. Hansel.
じゃあさ、俺には敬語抜きで喋ってよ。
Then just be yourself with me, okay?
ヘンゼルさんってのも変えてくれると嬉しいな。くす すぐったくて仕方ないから。
Also, I'd appreciate it if you didn't call me Mr. Hansel. Just doesn't feel right. Then how about just Hansel?
うんうん、それでバッチリ。
Yeah, perfect.
何を言ってるのヘンゼル。小娘はオズの。
What are you doing, Hansel? Isn't this little girl the Oz's?
わかってるって。でもさ、ただ預かってるってだけであっちのファミリーには加わってないんだろ。
I know, but they're just taking care of her. She's not actually part of their familia.
ちょっと仲良くするぐらいはいいんじゃないの？なあ、スカーレット。
Nothing wrong with being a little friendly, right, Scarlet?
そうだな。
Yes,
どう過ぎなければ。
within reason.
やった
Yay!
やったじゃないわよ。回収されたらどうするの？ヘンゼルのバカバカバーカ。
What are you so excited about? What are you gonna do if they win her over? You're such an idiot, Hansel.
ー。やったな、グレーテル。女友達ができたじゃん。
Aren't you happy, Gretel? You made a girlfriend!
友達なんて未来
I
永劫思
have
って
no
やらないし。
intention of ever making friends.
グレーテルとスカーレットともどもよろしくな。
Gretel and Scarlet, happy to meet you too, buddy baby. Thanks. Okay. Bunny squeezed his hand back, unlike Hansel, Gretel's gaze was icy cold.
用事は済んでいる。行くぞ。
We've got the cookies. We're done here. Let's go. We're leaving. Oh, okay.
待て。
Wait,
なんだ。
what?
領地から出るまで
I'll
護衛してやる。
escort you out of our territory. You will?
ああ。グレーテルは君たちのことをよく思っていないようだ。
Yeah, Gretel isn't particularly fond of you
守ってや
two.
る。
I'll make sure she doesn't try anything.
護衛は不要だ。
We don't need an escort.
距離は取る。問題ない。
I'll keep my distance. Don't worry. Scarlet walked over to one of the houses and began clambering up a drain pipe. In the blink of an eye, Scarlet was on the roof, looking down at Axel and Bunny.
勝手なやつ。
Never listens.
行くぞ、客人。
Let's go, guest. Okay.
バイバイ。
Bye bye, Bunny baby. Goodbye, Hansel, Greta. Nicknames! No!
小娘にちゃん付けされるなんて。
How dare that little girl give me a nickname? How dare she?
よかったじゃねえか、グレーテル。
Isn't that nice, Gretel?
よくない。全くちっともこれっぽっちもコンマゼロもビビともよくない。
It is not. It is not nice to be treated like you're less significant than a grain of sand.
小娘。一体何を企んでいるの？
Just what is that little girl plotting? Yo, we need a, we did an MC slash Gretel route. It doesn't exist, but I want it. It feels a little strange to be walking side by side with Mr. Axel. Mr. Axel, are you intentionally slowing yourself down?
ああ。
Thank you.
勘違いするな。あんたのためじゃない。
Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not doing it as a favor.
あいつに客人の行動を見せないためだ。
I don't want the other side to see what you're doing. Other side? Oh, you mean Scarlet? Familia Grimm's Capper-Game Scarlet was walking along the rooftops, keeping a fixed distance from Bunny and Axel. It's pretty amazing that Scarlet can walk like that while keeping an eye on us.
僕が資格を作っているのに、わざわざ姿を見せるんじゃない。
I'm keeping you from view. Don't go out of your way to make yourself visible. Is it bad if I'm seen?
見張られるのは気分がいいものじゃないだろう。
It doesn't feel very good to have someone watching your every move, does it? I'm sorry. I know what he said, but maybe he really is doing it to be nice to me. Mr. Axel might be a really kind person after all.
何を笑っている。
Why are you smiling? I was just thinking that you're a really nice person, Mr. Axel. Mr. Axel?
でもない。あんたが変なことを言うから
Nothing.
思考が停止しただけだ。
You interrupted my train of thought with your strange comment. Strange? Was there something strange about what I said? He stopped talking. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have. She cocked her head to the side, puzzled, but she couldn't figure out what she'd done wrong. Feels like such a waste to go home in silence. She looked around, trying to find a new conversation topic. Oh, that's right. Did Mr. Carmia ask you to get these cookies? Was it Mr. Kyrie?
客人に言う義務はない。
I'm not obligated to tell you. Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm no good at this. I just keep offending Mr. Axel.
おいしい。
They're delicious.
そのクッキーはおいしい。
These cookies are delicious.
1枚ぐらいなら
I'll let you have
分けても
one.
いい。
Does that mean these are... He looked away in funny, bitter tone. Does that mean Mr. Axel wanted to eat them himself? Suddenly, those simple cookies seemed unusually special to her.
客人、
Guest. Yes?
少しでいい。寄り道をしても構わないだろうか。
Would you mind accompanying me on a slight detour? A detour? They made their way to a back alley bordered by Grimm Street on one side and Oscar Wilde Street on the other. By the time they got there, the sky was already dyed a deep crimson. Scarlet had vanished without a trace. All they could hear was the sound of their footsteps. We're here. This is it. I'm sure this is where I first awoke. He told me to take him to the place where I first remember waking up. Axel just stared at the ground in silence. Mr. Axel? Words following the long silence made her blink.
定期巡回から戻ると、あんたがソファーで横たわっていた。それが客人との出会いだ。
When I returned from my patrols, you were lying on the couch. That's how we met.
説明はされたが、到底納得できるものではない。記憶がないのは事実なのか。
Your situation was explained to me, but I just couldn't accept it. Do you really not have any memories before then? Yes.
他のファミリーの手先でないことはいいけど。それでも僕は。
I understand that you're not a member of another Familia, but still. There was a sudden explosion. A shockwave erupted behind them, strong enough to make their hair fly back and pin their clothes to their bodies.
なんだ。
What was that? Several figures were outlined in the white smoke. A familiar man stepped out from among them.
久しぶりだな、獲物。
Greetings again, my prey. Mr. Caesar.
俺の名を覚えていたか。
So you remember my name? Caesar snorted and unfastened another sword. He switched from wielding a single long sword to dual blades, pointing them both at Bunny.
その身、今日こそ手に入れる。
Today, you're mine.
そうはさせない。
You'll have to go through me first. Axel raised his shotgun and moved between them to protect her.
多勢に無勢だ。おとなしく去ればいいものを。
You're outnumbered. You should have run away when you had the chance.
殺せ。
Kill him. At Caesar's command, the other men charged forward. Axel snapped his gun into a firing position and pulled the trigger. He missed the man he'd been aiming for, but the blast chopped into the support of a nearby awning. Within seconds, it had collapsed into the alleyway, briefly stalling their attacker's advance.
自分の無才もたまには役に立つな。
Sometimes my poor aim comes in handy. Sure, you tell yourself that.
客人、あんたは屋敷へ
Go
帰る。
back to the mansion, guest. Huh? But Mr. Axel,
僕はここで奴らを食い止める。
I'll hold them off. But
早くしろ。
just go.
チェ、貴様、覚悟しろ。
I hope you're ready for what's coming your way.
覚悟ならいつだってできている。
I'm always ready.
これが僕の役割だ。
This is my job after all. A conciliere who can't do this much isn't worth his salt. Once I get back to the plaza, I just follow the red brick road. But it was running just like she had on that fateful day, fleeing the exact same man from the exact same place. But unlike that fateful day, now she was familiar with the streets and people she passed. Even if she'd stayed, there was nothing she could have done in that situation. She would have only made things harder for Axel. I have to tell someone. I have to let them know, and soon. I'm sure Mr. Kyrie and the others will be able to do something.
ようお嬢さん、何をそんなに慌ててるんだ？
Oh, Signorina, why are you in such a hurry? Mr. Kyrie and Mr. Kyrie, help.
なんだ、どうした？またシーザーに追われてるのか？
What's wrong? Is Caesar chasing you again? He's not chasing me, but Mr. Axel. Mr. Caesar is after Mr. Axel.
先ほど聞こえた銃声はアクセルのものですか？
So the gunshot earlier was Axel. Yes, he said he'd hold them off so he could get away.
そいつは厄介だな。
He's such a troublemaker.
ええ。まあ予定通り屋敷へ戻ることにしましょう。
That he is. Well, let's return to the mansion like we planned. You're going back? But what about Mr. Axel?
放っておいたってどうにかなりますよ。
Leave him. He'll manage on his own. But he was outnumbered. If we don't hurry, he'll...
そうですか。ここまで被害が及んでいないということは検討しているようで何よりです。
Really now, he must be putting up a good fight if he got this far without injury. That's really all that matters. Putting up a good fight?
幹部というのは捨て駒に過ぎませんし。
The Capra game is nothing more than a sacrificial pawn after all. Mr. Karamia.
お嬢さんには悪いが、俺もキリエと同意見だ。
I'm sorry, Signorina, but I agree with Kitty.
偵察は向かわせる。だから、一緒に屋敷へ戻ってくれ。
I'll send some scouts out, so please come back to the house with us.
野良狼らしく森の中でおとなしくしていてくれればいいんですけどね。
I'm gonna save because this next part is like extra. And yeah. I think that's gonna be it for the theme for the stream tonight because my throat is killing me. Hold up one second. My throat is absolutely 100% killing me. So I don't know what this is about, but you know.
狩りの時間だ。行くぞ。
Yeah, so that was that. We've started that up, and that's gonna be cool. And I'm really excited to see where that goes, although I feel like I've already fucked it up. I'm just gonna get used to subpart endings being the first endings that we get. Alright. So, yeah. You'll have a nice evening, and I'll see you next time.